Hi everyone, Toni here from Scrap Crazy with Toni, bringing you just a very quick layout today with the Twitchit Craft Kits. The new kit called Plant Lady is out now, so go have a look at Twitchit Craft Kits to have a bit of a sneak peek at what there is there. So I'm going to be doing a layout. I like to call it lazy scrapping. I'm a lazy scrapper, so I'm going to do a very quick lazy scrapping layout with a couple of photos and a 4x3 journal tag. I've actually already made a few projects using this kit already. A box with a photo pull-out album and some cards in there. So keep an eye out on the Facebook page or, you know, YouTube or something like that, or Facebook to check out the rest of those designs. But for now, I'm going to get stuck into this layout. Okay, so I'm going to set that aside. I like to have a nice, clean and tidy desk when I scrap. However, whatever you do is perfectly fine. So I'm going to start out with card deco. This one is called Coral. So as you can see, I've been a bit messy with my ink pad lately, but that's okay. So I'm going to do what I like to call a sploshing technique. So it's literally just putting some ink onto a bit of plastic and then spraying it with some water, or you can spray it with like alcohol ink if you have alcohol ink solution, sorry, if you're using alcohol ink. Totally up to you what you use to color, but as you can imagine, there's several different you know, coloring mediums that you can use to make this effect. And then it just wipes clean. So I've just got a wipe there. I'm just going to wipe that clean. Now you can grab out your head, you can grab out the hairdryer, I suppose, but just grab out your dryer and your heat gun and just dry it off. For the sake of this video, I'm not going to grab it out. I'm actually just going to grab some tissues and just pat it dry. This also gives a bit of a softer pastel sort of feel to that coloring. So if you were to go with the heat gun, sorry, it's going to give a much darker sort of color, a much truer, darker color, whereas I would just like that soft color come through. Also, by not using the heat gun, I'm letting it dry a little bit more naturally, I suppose you could say, and it's not going to warp the page as much. Okay. Now again, I like to keep my desk nice and tidy, so I just sort of clean everything off and put it away as I go. Now I'm going to be playing with these three papers here. So they're from Echo Park. So this one is the Window Blooms, and it has the windows on the other side. This one is By the Plants. Some really fun sayings there. And this one is Cacti. So this is from the Plant Lady kit that Tabitha has put together for Twitchit Craft Kits. I'm going to make these, I'm going to put 3 long strips on this page, and they're going to be 3.5 each. And I think I might cut them down to about, sorry, I think we might go about 9.5 inches. So that is 3.5 inches by 9.5 inches. I'm going to do that for all 3 strips. Now this is just a fun little color combo and little layout to make. Again, part of my lazy scrapping series is just about grabbing stuff that you have right here on your desk, or stuff that surrounds you where you don't have to pull out your cutting machines or anything like that. You just sort of use what you have. So I'm thinking maybe something along the lines of that. We're going to make them so they're not perfect. Now, which way do we want to put? Maybe like that, I think. Okay, so I will of course ink around the edges. I'm even thinking about maybe distressing. Let's sort out these photos. Now these super cute pop people, absolutely adorable, and my mum actually makes these. So if you'd like some more information on these little pop people, please do give me a quick bell and I can pass on some details. They are so cute. I'm thinking something like that. Maybe this one. I'm just sort of cutting off a little bit of that top there just to make it look a little bit smaller. Something along the lines of that. How does that look? Or should it be? I've got a few different designs here that we can choose from, because this kit does come with a whole sheet of 12 by 12. Sorry, it comes with a whole sheet of 3 by 4s, but it also comes with a whole sheet of the 3 by 3s as well. I quite like that because it sort of matches in with the black in there. I think I might go with that one, you know. That's really cute. Okay. So I do come into these videos with a slight idea of what I'm going to do, but of course once that video starts rolling, I pretty much am just winging it. Sorry, it's not really a better way to explain. I just sort of go with what the feeling is. Okay, so a bit of a something on the photo there. Okay. So let's stick to the original idea of putting that there. And then what we might do to to balance that out, to even it out, is grab another piece. Just sort of put at the bottom. Sort of thinking maybe long ways. So we said that's about 3 by 4. So let's do this one. And that's about 3 by 4. And that will just sort of help to balance that out a little bit. Does it sort of need to go? I think it needs to do that to balance out the yeah, okay, I like that bit better. Now, gonna do very simple. I'm just going to sort of remove these. I'm going to distress it and then stick it down. Again, this is a lazy scrapping page. This is a super easy page, something that anyone can put together, and hopefully we're going to get this done really quickly. I love to demonstrate to people that layouts don't need to be an hour long. Not every layout needs to take 2 hours, 3 hours, or days. I know some people, some friends take days to complete layouts. That truly doesn't need to be the case. So I've just got my little distresser there and just going around the edges. I do apologize if there's anyone who doesn't like the sound of that. I know a few people are a bit cringy when it gets to that sound, so I do apologize for that. Okay, so now that's done, I'm just going to set them off to the side a little bit. So we're going to put that one up the top, aren't we? That one down the bottom. Let's quickly into our edges. Now, I am a quick scrapper. I'm a lazy scrapper. Not everything has to be perfect, which is probably why it doesn't take me hours and days to do layouts. I can be very organized and a bit of a perfectionist in my normal day-to-day life. So I like to just sort of wing it when I have a chance to be creative. I like to take up that opportunity to just go with the flow, feel how it is, and really not be restricted by rules and barriers, things like that. So I'm going to, one thing we do have to do though, no matter what rules we're playing by or not playing by, we do need to just make sure that it's all roughly right. So I'm not measuring. As you can see, I am literally just eyeballing it. Now, please feel free, if you want to measure, go for it. There is no right or wrong in this. There's no right or wrong in scrapbooking. Now, I am only using 2 bits of tape. You may be wondering why that is. In central Queensland where I live, it can be very hot, humid, and the weather can play all sorts of tricks. I therefore use double. I use my tape and my glue. Otherwise, I find that I come back to layouts and they can be literally have fallen apart. So I like to just double up on that. And I find that this really helps my layouts, cards, projects of any kind stick together so much better than what it would have if it was just all tape. So again, I'm just eyeballing that on. If some of it's crooked, then so be it. I don't think it is, but you know what? If it is, it is. It's no big deal. It's just a scrapbooking layout. Now, I scrap for myself. I do have boys, and my youngest son, Hunter, as most of you know, he does love to scrap. However, I scrap for myself. I do not intend for my kids to love and adore my layouts, my albums and all that until they die and then have to pass it on to their grandchildren, grandchildren. They're not going to be around for 100 years. My layouts are done for me. So please, please really think about that when you create your own. Please create your layouts for yourself. It takes away any of that expectations. It takes away a lot of the stress and anxiety that can come with, you know, the pressure of having to make layouts perfect every time. That will be there for generations to come. It's just not practical in this day and age where everything is dominated by technology. Although we do love to stop and remember memories, we do have to remember that creativity is all in the eye of the beholder. And it is super important that when you do something, you do it for yourself. Now these are just the most adorable things. My mum, I'm so proud of her. She's done so many of these lately, and they sort of sit all around our yard. She sold them off to a few people as well. She's taking orders, so if you are interested in any of them or you want some details, please let me know. I'll definitely pass on the info. Now this is just so cute. Now she just sort of does this as a hobby. It's just a pastime and keep her occupied. A bit like us and our scrapbooking, really. It's just a hobby. Keeps us occupied. I'm actually thinking of cutting this one down. I might do that. Now please, with your own cutter, I make sure that I never put my cutter on anything dirty, but sometimes the legs and feet do get dirty if you put if you lay it on top of like a mixed media or something like that. So do be careful of that if you do use mixed media and you put your cutter on top of it, then it's going to get dirty underneath. So I definitely would not recommend you just laying your cutter on top of a layout or photos or something like that if you're in the habit of laying it on top of mixed media, you know, your mat or your glass mat or anything like that, without cleaning it off first. Okay, and then I'm thinking of maybe cutting one of these. So that's the blue side. Have we got Life is Short by the Plants, Summer is Coming. I'm so excited. I wet my plants. That's a bit cute. Just having a look at what my scraps. So I've got my scraps over here from the kit. I like to keep everything nice and contained and in one spot. And I just love to flick through it when I can. So I might even put, let's have a look. We might go, so that's the back side of that, which is really cute. No, I do like, yeah. Okay. So I'm thinking what I'm going to do is actually cut a couple of these off and just sort of layer them in there. Actually, I'm not going to use my fussy cut scissors. I'm going to use my straight fussy cut scissors. So these are those scissors that you use that aren't specifically for going around things in very delicate and tight designs. I have scissors for everything, so I'm a bit crazy like that. So please just use whatever you've got available in front of you. Don't feel compelled to buy 7 different pairs of scissors and use them for each different thing like I do. Not everyone has to be my type of crazy. Do we want to do, now the problem is this one has like that funny little, I love this. The plant lady is the new cat lady and home is where my plants are. I just think that's adorable. That is so cute. How about stay with me here? Thank you very much for hanging there in there with me. Just trying to think of what's thinking like a tag or something, but I'm not sure what. You know, something along the lines of, that's just too big. Just too big. See, like I said, I do have a little bit of an idea of what I'm going to do, but then when it comes to designing it here on the video, I am just winging things and hoping for the best, really. That's too small. Okay, so I do like that though. Even if I don't have to add that, I still like that being back there. Let's just leave that for a moment. We can always come back. I do like that, that's pretty cute. What else? We wing that a little bit, put that there like that. And we don't have to use that one, of course, but I do like that little tag idea. I'm actually going to pull that off there. Now, I'm not even sure where I got this tag from, to be honest, but instead of reaching up for my little box, I'm just going to grab that. My distresser. Now, most of the time on a tag you would round your corners, but because I've got corners here that are square, I'm actually going to leave that as is. Grab out any sort of hole punch that you have. I'm going to use my crocodile. Right there, and you know what, I may even just leave that blank and put a title on there later on, you know, maybe even the year. See, now I'm second guessing that as well, but I do like the contrast of the on the back side is the checkers. So know that even though you may go into a design with an idea, it is perfectly okay and acceptable to just change things around if you need to. Remember, I started off with that. That's what I actually started off with, which I think isn't too bad. Now that's blue on blue, so that doesn't work. I actually think I'm going to go back to what I originally had planned at the start of the video. Now it comes down to which placement do I like better. Now usually I would take a quick photo with my phone, but obviously my phone is recording the video. But I would take a couple of photos and just flick through them. Swipe back and forward, just to go, yep, that one, nope, that one. You know, I'd find little details of specifically what I did like, what I didn't like. But I think that one there would be a go. And then here I can either journal or write a title or the year, something along that line. See, I like that. What do you think? What do you think? I actually quite like that. Now, again, just going to tidy up my desk. For anyone that has seen a few of my videos will know that I am very strict about taking that extra time to quickly clean up. So I know it's boring for you guys sitting there watching me clean up, and I do apologize, but it is really important. Okay, so I'm going to add my foam tape on the back here. Now please feel free to use whatever sort of foam tape that you want, or you can just use the foam sheets that have the sticky backing. They're great to use because it sort of protects the middle and there's no sagging. And that you can also use chipboard. I use that myself sometimes when I've run out of my double-sided tape. Double-sided foam tape can actually be quite expensive here in Central Queensland and a little bit difficult to get hold of. You can't just sort of walk down to a store and grab it all the time, because the store doesn't always have it in stock either. And it is a little bit expensive, to be honest. So really it's only for the purpose of the videos that I'm being a little bit over generous with my tape than what I would normally do. Normally I just pull out my box of cardboard here and just sort of throw some of that on there. That's good if you need something to add some weight to either a card design or a layout or anything like that. If you need to add some weight, the chipboard, sorry, is fantastic to do that. And again, I'm just eyeballing that. There we go. So that's a fairly quick layout. I think I am done for now. That's under half an hour for a quick layout. Now, you can also add some really beautiful flowers in there if you wanted to. There's some really, really gorgeous stuff that you can pick up from your local craft shops. You know, I'm thinking, you know what, I think I will add some. I'm going to add some flowers, but I'm not going to do that here on the video. So I'll have to include a little finished design for you guys. But again, it's just really nice and simple. I'm just going to add some flowers down here, I think. Maybe a little bunch or something over there, but just really nice and simple stuff. And that's it. So thank you very much for joining me today. Again, That is a lazy scrapping quick layout using products from the Twitchit Craft Kits. This is the Plant Lady kit. It is now available. I have made so many cards already from this kit, as well as a couple of other scrapbook layouts. So do make sure that you drop on by the Facebook page or even my YouTube channel, and you can see a few more details on these creations, these projects. So thank you very much for joining me today, and we'll see you next time. Bye.